How to retire early. Financial independence, retire early. Envision a scenario in which you won't have to spend the rest of your life in a job you despise. You could decide to work, but it would be entirely on your terms if you did so. You can spend your time doing what you want, such as working on your hobbies or connecting with your friends and family. And the best part? You can do this because you are making enough money from your investments and savings to ensure that your lifestyle will be supported soon. In principle, that implies a promise of retirement. But let's face the facts here. You don't particularly want to wait till you're 70 to get there. The preferable age would be in your 20s and 30s when you're living your greatest life without having to work on a job you don't enjoy. The reality, however, is that this is far simpler to say than it is to put into practice. That is why in this video, we will break down the 3x3 structure that you may utilize to work toward retiring early. Welcome to Savvy, where we have lots of practical wisdom to share. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more advice here on Savvy. Part 1. The 3 levels of retirement. The concept of retirement has developed over time, and we now differentiate between these 3 levels. Level 1. Traditional retirement. This refers to the concept that people should continue to work until they reach the age of 65 or 70, at which point they should be eligible for retirement. Otto von Bismarck, a chancellor in Germany at the time, came up with the concept in 1889, at a period when the rate of youth unemployment in Germany was at an all-time high. He came to the conclusion that compelling individuals to retire at age 65 or 70 when they can rely on benefits would be more efficient. Teenagers will be encouraged to enter the workforce since there are jobs available for them now. A number of other nations learned of it and decided it was a fine plan, and the rest is history. However, this idea of retiring when you are older than 70 was revolutionary in an era when people lived to be about 70 or fewer years old. Unfortunately, the situation is not exactly ideal right now. When people reach the age where they can retire, several studies have shown that their risk of developing a variety of health difficulties increases, and they also begin to question the significance of their lives. Another problem with this idea is that you might not want to wait until you are 65 or 70 to start having fun. The idea that you should work until you're 65 will make you enjoy life when you are already sick from getting old, and that's not really fun, isn't it? Level 2. Mini retirements. Tim Ferriss brought this to widespread attention for the first time in 2007 in his book. Instead of waiting until you are 65 to begin your 30 years of retirement, or whatever else you choose to do with your life, the concept of multiple retirements proposes breaking up your retirement into smaller chunks and taking them at different times during your life. Level 3. Perpetual retirement. We call what we do work because we give up something when we do it. We are giving up something in order to make money. We are trading our life energy for money so that we can use the money we make from our work in the future. With perpetual retirement, you're retired when you're not giving up today for a better tomorrow, and when today is enough on its own. Part 2. The 3 methods to retiring early. How do you reach a point where you no longer sacrifice today for a better tomorrow? How can one achieve a state of retirement, whether technically, spiritually, psychologically, or emotionally, preferably when young? You can do it in 3 different ways. The first one is whether or not your income meets your needs for a comfortable standard of living. There is an online movement known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. FIRE contains the concepts of fat FIRE and lean FIRE. This first technique refers to the situation in which you are financially independent and have a ton of money because you've made a lot of money from goods and invested it in relatively safe investments. Additionally, the FIRE community has a concept known as the 4% rule, which states that if you have an investment portfolio consisting of stocks and shares, you can remove 4% of that portfolio year and still have enough money to cover your expenses without touching the principal amount. The catch, of course, is that you will need to amass a substantial sum of money quite quickly in order to see that figure skyrocket. Lean FIRE is the second method for retiring early and achieving financial independence, in which you minimize your lifestyle expenses as much as possible. So, for example, let's imagine that instead of needing $40,000 each year to live comfortably, you just needed $20,000. Your investment portfolio cash flow justification just became a lot more manageable. The one and only catch is that doing so will necessitate a relentless lowering of your standard of living. Therefore, if we take those 2 ideas and keep them together, we can get at a third way of reaching retirement. And it is basically where the work that you are doing to create income is concerned. Because you get to spend your days doing something that you genuinely enjoy. You won't ever have to put in a full day's effort again. It has become somewhat of a cliche, but it is possible nowadays. Although it is abundantly clear that this is a highly favorable scenario, we think it to be more realistic than either fat FIRE or lean FIRE. In all likelihood, most of us will never reach a point in our lives when our income is sufficient to support a comfortable lifestyle. Many of us would likewise struggle to reduce our lifestyle expenses to the point where we could comfortably support ourselves on assets alone. But in the end, it is always possible to achieve financial success through proper planning, motivation, and consistency. That's enough practical wisdom for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up below. We will be posting 4 to 5 videos per week, so click the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified of our new videos weekly. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video.